Hi everybody, Charlie here. I'm with Coach José Pellicena from the Miami Sharks. Long time no see, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well after some rest time and off time from the first season from the Miami Sharks. Keep working, keep doing many things, but obviously without the competition and week by week competition and games is quite different. I miss those days.
We all do.
Yeah, training every day and having games at home and away. But anyway, I think it's good to have a break and make some reflections about what's happened and what will happen in the future.
So I guess the first question is precisely after you had some time to sort of go through the season. What is your general assessment of this first season of the Miami Sharks?
A lot of learnings, not only on me as a head coach, but for the whole franchise. I think there are a lot of learnings. I believe that we did many good things. I believe we did maybe some, I don't know if are mistakes, but we trust in some things that didn't work in the way that we thought before the season that will work. But anyways, I think it's the process, every process. Believe that maybe 10 months ago, we started looking for players around the world to bring to Miami, and right now, after maybe 15 months after, at the end of the day, was a very good season, and again, with many good target points for the next one.
Well, what was your proudest moment in the season toward the team? If you can pick one.
Yeah, we did a review with the players after the season. Many of them said that the most exciting moment of the season was when we beat New England in Miami in the last minute.
That was that last try under the post, right?
Yeah, Tomás Casares, yeah. But from my point of view...
I was actually right there.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it a lot.
Was a great body. But from my point of view, that was one of the moments of the season. From my situation and from my perspective, I think January 22nd was the most amazing moment for the Miami Sharks. That was the first training session of the Sharks in Miami.
Training?
Yeah. That was the beginning of the season for us. I think that was the beginning of the history of the Miami Sharks. So that's what I think that's what the most exciting season. And again, the last game I playing against one of the strongest team in the league and playing in the way that we play. Starting with a very tough first 20 minutes, and after come back from behind and come again on the game. I think the last was really exciting moments for me, and for sure there are so many specific times in the season. But again,
unexpected, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
nobody expected. Nobody.
And if I ask you one of the least memorable moments,
I think the injuries of players. When players get injured, for me,
and you had a lot of this.
Yeah, I know that.
Of injuries.
I know. I think it's a very tough moment. Not for me, not for the player, for the team. Mainly when there are some of those players that you feel inside the team that are really a standard player. Standard means, from my point of view, those guys that you never maybe think on them, but they are really proud. The team is proud of those players. And I think that's the toughest moment of the season, when a player gets injured and you know that they will miss the season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just thinking of the homeboy, what's his name? He didn't even get to play a regular game, the prop.
Yeah, Alex Tucci,
sorry. Yeah, that was so unfortunate.
Yeah, that's one of them.
He got injured in the first game against Life.
Yeah, we got some of them. We have two very serious injuries. Connor Burns and Alex Tucci was two of the guys that missed almost all the season, and I think was tough for everybody.
I guess when you put together a roster like this, it's a sort of a very unique experience because you're picking players from basically all around the world, right? Some of them you may have seen play yourself, or of course you've been watching videos, but you don't really know most of these players as you may in a different environment where you get to know the players, because you're local and you see them growing up and stuff. So you're just picking players from all around the world. Tell me about a couple of players that they sort of surprised you as the season went by, that you didn't think initially they would be such good players.
It's a very good question, and it's a very good reflection, because create a roster like this, 34 players from all around the world, it's not easy. It's a very challenge work for, not for me, for everybody that do it, because starting a new team you have to do it. But anyway, I think was another good experience for me and another good learning for me. And talking about players, I don't like talk too much about individual players, but there are, I think, 2 or 3 guys that impressed me a lot. One of them is Ricky Rose, the young American player that play. We picked him from the college draft last season, and I think make a really impressive work this season. And I think I told him, and I told to the USA Eagles coach Scott Lawrence, I'm convinced that Ricky Rose will play. Many months ago, I said that he will play the World Cup for the Eagles 2031, and at the end of the season, I met Scott Lawrence again. I said, I make a mistake. I think he will not play 2031. He will play 2027 in Australia. I'm convinced about it. And I think he's not only a very good player, he's a very good person, and he's a really intelligent and smart guy. So I get really impressed on him. There's another 2 guys maybe that I think did a very good work. One of them is Santiago Videla, the Chilean guy. I think he play in any position on the back row, on the backs, and I think he did very well. And the other one is Giuseppe Dutoit, the Canadian guy. Giuseppe was part of the team in all 16 games, most of them coming from the bench, and he did very well, not only on field but off field too. And I think he's one of those guys that, when he's on the team, everybody's happy, and when he's not on the team, everybody's sad. So that means that the team wants him, the team loves him, but not only what he does on field, but mainly what he does on field.
Off field. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So as much as everybody, of course, wanted the Sharks to progress to the playoffs, it didn't happen. It could have happened, because we had so many games like losing by a point. It could have happened, but it's something expected for a team, first-year franchise, not to make the playoffs. What do you think needs to improve for the next season for this to happen?
Time.
Just time.
Yeah, it's time working together. It's time, and for sure, they are trying to find individual players that maybe can give an extra strength and power to the team, and it's something that we are working on right now on this. But again, I think it's process and it's time, and is that what you give to the team, to be a team and not only a group of players. And I think, I don't know if next season, but maybe the other one, the team will be ready to arrive to the playoff, and maybe not only arrive to the playoff, but feel really as a team. Yeah. And I think sometimes this season we struggle a little bit on that, but anyway, I don't think it was a mistake, it was process, was time, and I think it's trying to develop a group of people, a group of rugby players into a team. It's not something magic, it's not something that you can turn on, it's just time, giving time to happen.
There was one statistic that caught my attention from the Miami Sharks, which was that it was the team that, being in the 22 of the opposing team, had the less points out of being in the 22.
Yeah.
And that is something that maybe, like, I'm just thinking, remembering the games, like having the team so close but not getting scoring. So yeah, that is maybe something that
there are many areas of the game that you have to improve. That's one. We call that area the green zone, and the green zone is something that we need to keep working on, because you make a big effort to arrive to that area, to arrive to that moment of the game trying to score, and when you don't score, you don't only lose points not scoring, but you lose energy and you lose trust and confidence. It's a mindset process that maybe when you struggle to score is something that creates not a very good environment inside the team. But anyway, it's something that we identify. But again, coming backwards to your question before, it's time, because we don't have many days to training, and I don't know, the excuses are reality. So it's time to work on.
So we spoke before the season started about what you were trying to accomplish in terms of style of play. Do you think you achieved that, or to what extent did you achieve that, what you wanted to do? And this was, of course, before you even started practicing. I think you were just starting.
Talking about the areas of the game where we focus as a team, we focus on the attack, on the defense, on the kicking game strategy. I think we did very good work on the defense. We are talking about the tackle efficiency in the league, we are the first on the ranking. So 88% of the tackle were made on the season, so it's a very good number. The most dominant tackle in the season was Tomás Inciarte. So it's another very good number, stats, If you ask me, I would like to attack more than the defense, because when you defense means that you have the ball in possession. I prefer to have more possession, but the scrum, I think we did very well on those areas of the game. I'm happy how we did. I'm really happy and proud how the players work on the defense, on drums, on Kim, and I think we as coaches, we need to focus more how we work on attack.
What are we to expect for the next season? Are most of the players from this roster coming back? Most of them? And are you already searching for new players to add to the roster?
Yeah, all the time we are looking for new players, because it's a franchise and we are looking to bring the best players that we have available. So most of the roster will stay next season. Some of them will not be here. But anyway, all the time looking for have a stronger team for the following seasons, and trying to create a very good environment, a very good team culture all the time. So we are looking for bring more players that can connect better with the way that we want to work as a culture. Doesn't mean that we don't want players maybe from other parts of the world, but I believe that maybe some of the Latin players have something that we connect in a different way, but doesn't mean that we don't need players from other parts of the world. This season we had more than 10 nationalities in the team, and I think it was good because everyone brings his culture, his individual culture to a team. But then sometimes
want to bring that down a little bit.
Sometimes we struggle because we're trying to connect with all those nationalities. It's not maybe sometimes the best thing. But anyway, I think we are looking for create or rebuild or to empower the team in the best way.
What about the experience of playing over there at the Miami Sharks home field and the public? How was that experience for you? And I mean, what were you expecting and what happened?
I think the Miami Sharks is not only the rugby in the field, is the experience in general overall. So I think I'm convinced that the team gave a very good experience, not only on field but off field too. And the experience before the game and after the game was really good. So I think it's the way that I personally live the rugby. It's not only what's happening in the 80 minutes in the game, but what's happening before and after. And I think it's something that we create here in Miami. And it was so exciting for everybody that joined us on the games.
Okay, and finally, on a more personal note, how was your experience of yourself living here with your family? How did that go?
It's a very good experience. It's something new for everybody. I used to play rugby in Europe, so I used to be away from my country many years in the past. But this time is with my whole family, with my wife, with my daughter. So it's quite different. We are enjoying so much. We are so happy. I believe that it's a good experience. All the time I say that it's not only a professional experience for myself, it's a family experience. And all the time we are trying to create and take in mind all the time this. And again, I will never be here if I'm not with my family. So they are the first support for me, and I'm really thankful for that because it's the only thing that I really miss when they are not here with me.
Have you been back to Argentina? Yes, throughout this.
Yeah, probably in December for Christmas time and the end of the year we'll be there.
You probably have some following back there, right?
Yeah, maybe.
People like watching the games and.
For sure. There are many Argentinian people, many South American people that feel really attracted on the Miami Sharks team. So I think it's something that we're creating very well, not only here in Miami, but as well in South America.
I personally think that the experience of the Miami throughout, like when as the games, we had that very interesting first game, which was chaos and rain and all of that, and a great game. But when the season progressed, me personally, going to all the games, and I just saw this thing like growing nicely overall, not just the games, but the experience, as you mentioned, before and after the games, and when it stopped, it was like
I'm missing something.
Yeah. So when are we starting again practices? When is that supposed to happen?
It's supposed to be in January 6th. That's supposed to be the first training session next year, January 6th. The season's supposed to finish at the end of June 2025. So everything will be maybe early in the season, in the year. So that's the idea. Start really early after the end of the year.
I forgot to ask you because many people may be wondering, what are these players doing now?
These players come back to their places. Some of them are playing for the professional clubs. Some of them are playing for their original clubs, maybe amateur clubs. Some of them from Uruguay, from Argentina, they come to play with their teams. We mentioned some of them: Tomás Cubelli, Marcos Young, Tomás Inciarte, Reinaldo Piusi. They will play with their teams in South America, for example. So they play the second part of the year with their clubs, and next year come back here to Miami.
Okay, great. Well, looking forward to next season. It's really been a nice experience, and I think many people are looking forward to that.
Thanks to you, Charlie. I think your support during the season was incredible, and I think it's a very good thing to have you all the time next to us. It's a way that it's a way that we believe that we can keep growing the rugby in South Florida. Not only what we are doing on field, but how we communicate and how we share what we do to everybody. And I think it's so important, and thank you very much for that.
My pleasure. So I'll see you around, Cochi. Thank you very much.
Thanks.